Heyo, Greg Branos here for the Coach Speak Index Wednesday afternoon. And we're ripping a Ball Mania 6 draft on Underdog. Have a very special guest with me today for this draft. He is the co-host of BetMGM Tonight, which you can watch tonight from 7 to 11 Eastern. He is also the founder of thegamingjuice.com. And I brought him on to bring the juice today. Brad Evans, welcome.
Hola, amigo. It's not quite hashtag Tequila Thursday, but let's throw back a few shots and hurl a few Hail Marys in Ball Mania and hopefully score a big fat stack of cash come year's end.
Yes, sir. We will split that $2 million right down the middle, like King Solomon said, we'll split that baby.
Hey, you know what? I got you on record. So we got witnesses. Witnesses. If this bad boy comes together like with fingers and toes crossed, we are hoping, and the fantasy gods shine kindly down upon thee. You and I are going to be rolling in it. I might buy an island in the Caribbean.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Do you have a name for the island picked out?
Not yet. We will name it after whoever carries us to the promised land, and I am cautiously optimistic it's going to be one Chase Brown. Why? Because he went to the Harvard of the Midwest. That is University of Illinois, which is only a stone's throw from Casa de Evans here in Central ILL.
The Fighting Illini, better than just regular Illini. They're scrappy. The scrappy Illini.
Yes, they are.
Do you remember when Hawaii there were the Rainbow
Warriors?
Yeah, did they change that?
I think they went to just Warriors for a while, and I think they are now back to the Rainbow Warriors. But don't hold me to that. I admittedly though, I do watch a lot of like late night Hawaii football. Because as we always say in sports gambling, there's always the Hawaii game. So if you're getting your ass kicked throughout the entire day on the gridiron, like, oh, hey, Hawaii's playing at like 1 a.m. Eastern time. Who are they playing? Screw me, State. Yeah, screw it. I'll take another shot. We're going to let it ride, and we're going to make all our money back. So, whether it's Rainbow Warriors, the Warriors, or just the Rainbows, I don't care. I do love me some Hawaii football and Timmy Chang.
Yes, sir. I have a wild Hawaii football betting story. This was back, man, this was like 2000. I want to say it's like 2008-ish, right around there. And like you said, it's the late game, right? So you've been betting all day. This is the only game on at night, like super late. And some friends and I were out of the bar. We're like, oh, Hawaii's playing. We're going to bet Hawaii. We bet Hawaii. At a halftime, they're up. I believe it was 28-0. And we do the thing that you can't do, that you're never supposed to do. We're drunk as hell at the bar. We start chanting, lock it up.
Oh, no.
Hawaii, who was a favorite in the game, ends up losing outright.
Yeah.
And then like 2 years later, we see a story about that Hawaii football team shaving points.
Oh,
like a big scandal. And so we were in the bar yelling, lock it up. And apparently they were in the locker room doing the same thing, but for the other side. Fun times betting on a point shaving Hawaii football team.
Hey, we all been there, man. We all been there.
Yep. Done it before. And you know what? I'll do it again.
Yeah.
All right. You ready to jump into this draft with me?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, folks. BBM 6 draft on Underdog. Give you like a 5 seconds heads up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are in. I will share that screen. And waiting on 8 people, 7 people now. You have such infectious energy, Brad. You are the definition of a showman. What is your secret sauce there?
My secret sauce is, I don't know, man. I was kind of born with it. What you see is what you get. I'm a high energy dude, in everything I do. Ask my wife, ask my kids. I got 2 boys, one in college, one going to be entering his senior year in high school, and I run laps around all of them. I'm kind of like our pesky little Norfolk Terrier, Kirby, aka Kirby the Gambler, who's short and squatty, and he's just running around like a madman on a regular basis. So that's kind of me day in and day out. But yeah, there's no secret sauce, man. If there's anything, I'm like tequila fueled on Thursdays. I get my standard like 7-8 hours of sleep. I'm at the gym every single day, working out. So I put a little work into making sure the energy level stays up, but it is all natural, mi amigo, because I love talking about fantasy football, sports betting, and really just the world of sports, especially this time of year.
Hell yeah. I have what people refer to as infected energy. I gotta get on the Brad Evans level, man. I gotta step it up. All right, we got a friend in here. Pick 8. We have pick number 9. Oh, so look forward to this gentleman sniping us on the way to the right in these odd rounds here, and maybe we'll snipe him a little bit on the way back in the even rounds.
Yeah, we can only hope. We're cautiously optimistic. The guys that we want later on in the draft are going to be able to fall to us. And, you can lose your draft, obviously, in your entire season, the first couple of rounds with some shoddy picks. Ask the CMC investors last season. We're buying in him hook, line, and sinker in the first round overall. And here we are. We're already underway, and we're flying. Names coming off the board. So it's really like the round 5 through round 10 range where really the money is made, in my estimation, even in a best ball scenario.
Yeah, the RB dead zone kind of area.
Yeah,
little bit past the 5th round. All right, we're just a few picks away here. CMC has not gone off the board yet. He's got an ADP now right at 7, I believe. Yes, 7.4. Wow, Saquon's still on the board at 7.
Yeah, that's muy interesante. That'd be my top selection if he winds up, sliding to us at that juncture. I mean, there he goes off the board. We spoke too soon. Christian McCaffrey's still there. The hot shot rookie. There goes McCaffrey. Bang
on the clock. 15 seconds. Puka Nacua, Malik Neighbors, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Ashton Genty. Any of these guys?
I want Ashton Genty all diggity day long. Give it to me.
Let's do it.
That guy is going to be carrying the mail for Pete Carroll this season in Sin City. And if you clack and it's really not much of a dice roll, he could definitely score you a jackpot this season. I think it's going to be minimum of 1,500 combined yards and probably around 12 to 15 total touchdowns. Guy's going to be a du jour in his rookie season.
He's so good. His contact balance is unbelievable. I think the Raiders have a little bit of an underrated offensive line. Some people view it as kind of a bottom of the league offensive. I don't view it that way at all. I think it's at least like a pretty average offensive line, like a good enough offensive line. They also have some young guys. They have some guys that they just drafted. They have some guys they drafted last year who are in their second year now. And I think we could see them take a little bit of a step forward there. Very fast-paced offense from Chip Kelly is what I'm expecting. And yeah, very much in on Ashton Genty this year. We're one pick away. We're on the clock. Derrick Henry, A.J. Brown, Ladd McConkey, Brock Bowers, Jonathan Taylor.
I'm going to go with the very high floor here, and that being with Brock Bowers, quite honestly. So we're going to go back-to-back Raiders to begin the draft. And a lot of people are saying, oh, that's a death knell immediately. But no, I don't agree with that sentiment whatsoever. I mean, Bowers' ceiling is enormously high. The floor is also enormously high. The volume is going to be there, and he's got an upgraded quarterback now with Geno Smith at the helm. A significant upgrade over Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew, who both royally sucked last year.
Yeah, huge upgrade at QB, huge upgrade at head coach, huge upgrade at offensive coordinator. The people, this is a big debate in the fantasy community right now, especially in best ball of, well, Brock Bowers has to be like prime Travis Kelce to break out. Did you watch the guy last year in that offensive environment? He could absolutely hit prime Kelce numbers in this offense.
Yeah, he can cook, man. And, he's a kind of a glorified tight end. I mean, he's more of a slot receiver in that scheme. You got Jacoby Myers there. And they got some speed on the outside. We'll see with some of the young guns that come in and Besh and some of the others on roster how much they can contribute. But Bowers is got to be a certifiable. I'm not going to say the L word because we want to jinx it, but he should be around 140 to at least 160 targets here in year 2.
Yeah, love that. They're going to get the ball to their best players. Their best players are Ashton Genty and Brock Bowers, and Jacoby Myers definitely in that mix as well. Very, very, very good receiver, underrated year after year, just an unsexy pick that people don't care to make in drafts, but great player, great football player as well. Not just good in fantasy. One of the better run blocking receivers in the league, which is, hey, that's pretty great for Ashton Genty.
Yeah, amen. All right, we got to get the best wide receiver on the board, whoever it is. It's definitely not going to be Rashee Rice because we have no idea what is going to be going on with him.
Devontae Adams, Terry McLaurin, Mike Evans.
I'm going to go Devontae Adams. I have him higher on my ranks. Got him at wide receiver 15. I know he's got a bit long on the tooth. He's on the wrong side of 30. But the issues that really plagued Matthew Stafford last season were inside the red zone. And that's why they brought Devontae Adams in. He is still a supreme winner inside the 20-yard line. I think at a minimum, you're going to see, assuming he plays, close to a full slate of games, probably at least 10 touchdowns this year. So very safe and high floor for him.
Yeah, Devontae Adams still very good last season. We see sometimes these older receivers drop off, especially if their game is kind of built on speed. That's not Devontae Adams' game. He's just a master technician, wide receiver, and that stuff carries over into your older age. So still in on Devontae Adams. That is a very consolidated Rams offense. We see them go to their top 2 receivers, their running back. They get the tight end involved a little bit, but it's not a ton beyond that. It's not like a Green Bay kind of offense where they're just rotating guys in and out. Back on the clock, Tetaroa McMillan, Xavier Worthy, DJ Moore.
I am going to go here with, actually, we're going to go a little bit further down the list. Let's go with Jameson Williams of the Detroit Lions, who I am a firm believer is going to take the next step in his football evolution. Just crept past 1,000 yards last season. One of the leaders in yards per reception, averaging 17.3, if I recall correctly, in that category. He just wins routes. He gets ample separation because of that elite speed. They're already talking about how they want to feature him more on downfield routes under Morton in this new offense. I know there's some question marks given the changeover in the coaching ranks there and the assistant ranks under, of course, Dan Campbell. But I think Jameson Williams is really going to push Amon-Ra St. Brown for number 1 duties there in that Lions offense.
Yes. And that may sound like a hot take, but let's look at a couple pieces of the puzzle here. One, which is Ben Johnson, who is in Chicago now. People say, "Oh, Ben Johnson left. You can't invest in the Detroit offense as confidently as you could before." But Ben Johnson said in a presser with the Bears, like, wherever I've been, slot receivers have been the focal point of my offense, right? Yep. Amon-Ra St. Brown, slot receiver. And no mistaking, Amon-Ra St. Brown, very, very, very good receiver. But their new offensive coordinator, John Morton in Detroit, has been talking about the focal point of their offense shifting a little bit more towards Jahmyr Gibbs and Jameson Williams. Yep. Talking about how just ridiculously lightning fast these guys are. He hasn't seen anybody like that quick since Reggie Bush. And they want to isolate these guys, get the ball in their hands, and let them go to work. John Morton is saying that. Their head coach, Dan Campbell, is saying that. Dan Campbell extremely reliable when it comes to, I mean, really across the board. All of his coach speak, super, super reliable. And I'm 1,000% in on Jameson Williams this season. I love that pick. Thank you, Brad.
Oh, hey, you're welcome. You and I on the same wavelength there, mi amigo. Hopefully, we're going to be on the same wavelength coming up with this next round of selections. And yeah, it's an interesting draft position that we're in right now. Let's see. I got one guy that jumped off immediately that I want. And I'm praying that he is going to slip to us here in the next couple of picks. I'm not going to jinx it. I don't want to put it out there in the ether. I don't want somebody poaching us.
We're on the board.
We are up.
Yeah,
officially. Give me Kenneth Walker the third, please.
Yeah.
Please. And thank you. Bada bing, bada boom, baby. Look, this guy is a perfect fit for the zone scheme, including Kubiak's offense. They're really talking him up. They're out training camp. He's showing up. He's showing out. He was an advanced metrics darling last year. And the thing that's really underrated about his game are his adept and soft hands. I mean, the guy's capable, if he plays a full slate of contests, he may catch 60, 65 balls to go along with double-digit scores, to go along with well north of 1,000 yards on the ground. I love Kenneth Walker. He is a definition of a 3-down running back, and I ain't scared of Charbonnet.
No, get in the Coach Speak Index Discord. Look at everything that they've said about Kenneth Walker, Clint Kubiak, their new OC. He ran 50+%, 12 personnel and 21 personnel in New Orleans last season. We're going to see really heavy groupings there in Seattle, and they want to feed Kenneth Walker the rock there. We're one pick away. We're looking at James Conner, RJ Harvey, Chris Olave, Juwan Jennings. We're on the clock. James
Conner, baby. The value of him is just incredible. And a lot of people are going to write him off because he's 30 years old. And there's been some, minor hype around Trey Benson, maybe singling away some of those precious goal line looks. But James Conner is still the heart and soul of this Arizona offense. He's a guy that can live in a 3-down world. He can get you 300+ touches. He can get anywhere between 9 to a dozen touchdowns. He is a guy I have been investing time and time again in, whether best ball drafts, traditional fantasy drafts. He just continuously slips. And, we got him on round 6? Is that right?
Yeah, this is the 6th round. Pick number 6.
Great value. Great value for a guy that should be a workhorse running back.
Yeah, they said James Conner, he's going to carry the load for us. They keep talking about it. They were the offensive coordinator Drew Petzing was asked the other day, "Hey, can Trey Benson get a larger workload this year than he did last year?" And he said yes and no. That's usually like a very layup question. It's like, yeah, we'll get him a little bit more involved. And Drew Petzing's like, not necessarily. And they just keep talking about how James Conner is the guy, and we know that the Cardinals like to run the ball, and we know how much they love James Conner. So I'm in for running it back another year on James Conner. Maybe this is his sunset season as a very, very good running back, getting up there in age. But we've seen their coach Jonathan Gannon talk about like all the lengths that James Conner goes to just to stay in impeccable shape. And he's still good. He's still a very, very good running back. We are one pick away.
Oh, I got our guy. Got our guy on that list. We're going to find out here.
All righty. All right. We're on the clock.
Oh, damn, God bless America. Jerry Jeudy just went, didn't he? All right. So somebody poached Jerry Jeudy. I tell you what we're going to do. Pull up the quarterbacks here real quick. Because
we got 5 seconds.
5. Give me Mahomes. Give me Patrick Mahomes. And look, I think he is going to get back to the 30 touchdown range this season. We don't know about Rashee Rice. Obviously, we are waiting the fate of him in terms of suspension. But you still got Hollywood Brown. Hopefully got one more decent year of Travis Kelce despite his advanced age. Xavier Worthy, the X-Man, gonna give it to you. Outstanding, terrific offensive line. You got some question marks on the defensive end, which could pump the volume of Patrick Mahomes. Of course, he's got that booty scoot ability, as I like to call it, cracking out some runs on the ground. Again, I think he's still going to get into that 30 to 35 TD range. And a lot of people are writing him off based on what has happened the last couple of years. So I think he's going to bounce back, and not quite with a vengeance, but be quite profitable based on where we drafted him in round 7.
Yeah, they've been talking about how much they want to get back to the deep passing game. They did talk about it last offseason as well, but I think a very key component in this is the left tackle spot. It was awful for them last season, and it seems like they have a real dude in the guy that they just drafted. Was it Simmons? Josh Simmons?
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so
he's going to be a bookend for him. All right, let's see what wide receivers are going to be on the board here.
A little bit behind at wide receiver, Darnell Mooney, Jaden Higgins, Michael Pittman Jr., Cooper Kupp were on the clock now.
All right, pan back up.
I'm all the way up. Yep.
Oh, you're already up. Okay, let's go. It may be a little bit of a reach here, but give me Jaden Higgins. Sure. We had a conversation last time with John McClain, a legendary sports reporter out of Houston, who's been covering Houston football teams for 49 years. And he was talking up Jaden Higgins in our interview on BetMGM tonight last night. It's looking like more and more he is going to be the WR2 in that offense. And, of course, C.J. Stroud's going to have to be 1, 2, 3, get the ball out of your flipping hands, my man. And that's why you have Higgins, a guy that can run basically every route in the tree. He showed that at Iowa State last year, could play inside, could play outside. Long drink of water at 6'4". I love his skill set. I'm going to say a minimum of 75 receptions in his inaugural campaign.
Love that. I'm absolutely a believer that Jaden Higgins is like just a starter from day one for Houston. Got some pretty good coach speak on Jaden Higgins. D'Amico Ryans, this was in early June, was talking about how Kamari Lassiter and Kalen Bullock came in as rookies last year and competed in camp. Their impact showed up immediately. He said, we are seeing the same thing with Jaden Higgins and Jalen Noel in practice this year. And just a good fit alongside Nico Collins there, who we know will demand a lot of attention. The ground game in Houston doesn't seem like it will be lighting the world on fire. I think the real question is, will CJ Stroud have enough time behind that offensive line to really get back to kind of lighting it up the way that he did in his rookie season?
Yeah, I totally agree. All right, so next pick here, I think we're going to go best running back or wide receiver on our board. And right now we got, let's see. Ooh, some interesting ones there.
Coleman, Trey Harris, who we're going to see play tomorrow night.
Yeah, Tyrone Tracy is interesting. A lot of people are talking up Cam Scattaboo, obviously Quinshon Judkins, and a lot of legal hot water.
17 seconds.
Yeah, let's go with Tyrone Tracy of the New York Giants. I honestly think he's not getting his just due. I think the hype around Cam Scattaboo is starting to get a little bit out of control. Scattaboo, we'll see about his pass protection, very much a work in progress. May rest away some receptions here or there, but I still think Tyrone Tracy, at least over the first half of the season, is going to be the primary running back in that Giants organization, which might be a little bit better than advertised. Russell Wilson looks, svelte, like he's lost a few pounds. Obviously got Malik Neighbors there to ease some of the stack fronts in that ground game, but Tracy has got some skills. He certainly flashed down the home stretch last season. At this juncture, you're just chasing upside, and I think he has far more upside compared to Cam Scattaboo, who's really getting all the hype right now.
I am actually team Cam Scattaboo.
Are you?
Yeah, well, I'll talk about it in a second. We're about to be back on the clock here, looking at receivers. Rashad Bateman, Christian Kirk.
Yeah.
Marvin Mims there. We are on the clock. J.K. Dobbins, Scattaboo. Any of these guys strike your fancy here? We are falling a little bit behind at receiver if we want to grab one here.
Yeah, I mean, if there is a receiver that is of interest, for me, it would probably be Kyle Williams, just because the upside is so enormous. Let's just go ahead and go in.
I got him.
Yeah, we got him. All right.
Quick fingers there.
Yeah, so Kyle Williams is a guy that's got tremendous speed. He's made some splashy plays already in training camp. Drake May needs weapons. He needs reliable weapons.
Yeah.
And he is going to uncork early and often and what should be a high volume offense because they're going to play from behind in a ton of games. So if you're looking for somebody that, maybe could be a sneaky source of 120 to 130 targets, look no further than Kyle Williams, who is slowly starting to build up his name so far in Patriots training camp.
Yeah, that would be so big for that Patriots offense if Kyle Williams is just an immediate hit for them, or even if he comes on kind of midway through the season. That would help out so much. It would help Drake May, and just that entire offense, I think, could cook. Like, he might be kind of the X factor for, like, does this offense disappoint this year, or do we see, like, after the season we're saying, like, oh shit, Patriots have like one of the better offenses, like an offense that we want to invest in next year. We're taking Kyle Williams in like the 5th round in 2026. Yeah, from my lips to God's ears, hopefully get some good Kyle Williams.
Yeah, and it's, again, it's all about, at this juncture in the draft, just trying to secure some upside. The what ifs, if everything falls in place, everything clicks, could that player turn a massive profit for you at the valuation? I think Kyle Williams checks a lot of boxes. All right, pull up the list of availables because I'm curious. I haven't seen this guy's name, and I'm wondering if he is even still out there. Sort the wide receivers, if you don't mind, for me. And then pan down, he must have gone. Emeka Buka, did he go?
Yeah, he's long gone.
Okay, I missed that.
Somebody actually took him like way ahead of ADP. We're on the clock. If we want to pair Hollywood Brown with Patrick Mahomes,
yeah, let's go with the stack right there. Knowing the uncertainties around Rashee Rice, and obviously, that would be a security blanket if something were to happen, God forbid, to Xavier Worthy. But if Rice does indeed miss, what do you think? How many games is he going to be out for? I'm going to say a minimum of probably 6. I think he's going to be in that 6 to 8 game suspension range. May try to appeal, get it down to like 5 or 4, but he's going to miss a chunk of the season. And Marquise Hollywood Brown is a guy that gets supreme separation still.
Sorry, on the clock here, CJ Stroud. If we're looking at receivers, Quentin Johnston said,
"No, go to running back. Go to Dylan Sampson."
Yep,
grab Dylan Sampson. There he is. Bang. I talked to Mary Kay Cabot last night, who has been at every single practice of the Cleveland Browns, and she goes, "Look, they're putting on pads. I think for the first time today. They actually wore helmets for the first time yesterday." But he has delivered so far in training camp, looking like a guy that can really slice and dice some defenses, showing great hands as well. And again, Quinshon Judkins, who the hell knows if he is going to get out of this legal trouble from the domestic violence issue off the field and be in uniform. He hasn't even signed a contract yet, and Jerome Ford has been banged up. So Dylan Sampson is in line to be your week 1 starter in Cleveland.
I like that a lot. Very good prospect that a lot of people who are very respected in the industry were high on going into the NFL draft. I know people who were drafting like big board best ball teams before the draft were big on Dylan Sampson, and then the Browns end up drafting 2 running backs and drafting Quinshon Judkins obviously before him. So like it didn't seem like it was that good of a situation for him. And now, like with this whole Judkins thing, they asked General Manager Andrew Berry a couple days ago about the fact that Judkins has not signed a contract, and like, does that affect anything? Like, is there a possibility that like he just doesn't end up on the team? And Andrew Berry said like that's to be determined. Like didn't shoot it down, So there's no telling. I mean, the Browns are an organization who have been fine bringing guys on board who have, character concerns, but like maybe this is a bridge too far at this point. Like it's just too many times, and a real example has to be made. Back on the clock, Now here, Michael.
Let's start wide receivers here real quick.
Yep.
And I would go with, give me my guy, Pat Bryant.
Pat Bryant. Yes.
We went to a fine institution, University of Illinois, obviously. I watch every single snap, many of those in person at Memorial Stadium.
Tell me about him.
He's a real deal Holyfield. The comparisons to Michael Thomas, I think, are legitimate, and that's coming straight from Sean Payton's mouth and not mine. He has definitely been all the rage right now of Broncos training camp. I mean, RJ Harvey has stolen some headlines as well. J.K. Dobbins has had his moments, but they're really impressed with Pat Bryant and how slippery he is underneath. Great size, doesn't have the long-range speed, but he's got the adjustment skills and the reliable hands. He could be a 55, 60 catch guy in year one.
Yes, sir. So I think we're good at running back. And we'll just need one more tight end and a couple.
Yeah, is Elijah Arroyo out there by chance?
He is, but I think we could actually wait on him for a while. Okay. Receiver, there's Jack Besh, Demario Douglas, Michael Wilson, Cam Ward, if we want to take a QB here.
Yeah, let's go QB. Let's go Cam Ward. Look, he's getting eaten alive in week one against that vaunted secondary of the Denver Broncos on the road. But he is a guy that is a gamer. We've seen it time and time again, obviously at the collegiate level at the University of Miami. He's a guy that will, run a little bit as well. So, nice little upgrade there. I like the chemistry he's already building with Calvin Ridley. So Cam Ward, I think, is a guy that, could surprise somebody. He's not going to be Jaden Daniels, a sequel by any stretch. Nobody is this season. But I think he could, be a borderline top 20 quarterback in fantasy.
It's funny that you mentioned Jaden Daniels, and I've talked about this before, but the way that people were talking about Cam Ward before the NFL draft, and then the things that the Titans have said about Cam Ward after they drafted him, talking about his mental makeup, what a just stone cold killer this guy is. This is the exact kind of stuff that we heard about Jaden Daniels last year before the draft, and then after the Commanders drafted him, and when he was playing throughout the season, of Dan Quinn just saying this guy's mental makeup is just exceptional. Like, it's unreal how level-headed he is, how even-keeled he is, and what a killer this guy is. When the pressure's on, like, it's like there's never any pressure on. Like, they're aware of the pressure, but it does not affect them. And that is so big for a quarterback. It's so big for a young quarterback. And once they get him some weapons beyond Calvin Ridley, like maybe Chig Okonkwo becomes a big guy for them. Maybe like one of these rookie wide receivers they drafted really steps up this year. We're about to be back on the clock. Jack Besh is available if we wanted to do like a stack with Brock Bowers there, Darius Slayton, Keenan Allen, anybody, Geno Smith, if we want to take him and stack him up.
Geno Smith, I think, would be the appropriate play here. Then we'll be set at quarterback with three passers and a best ball. But I do like the stack nature that you present there. Not only, of course, with Brock Bowers, but of course with Ashton Jeanty. Jeanty may catch like 50, 60 balls this year. So there's going to be some added value that could pile up with some of those dump offs that Jeanty, when that elite shake ability that he has and breakaway speed, could take it to the house. So, I think that's an excellent call at this juncture in the draft.
About to be back up here. We're looking at now wide receivers and tight ends.
Again, I want Arroyo. If you want to take him here,
this is about where his ADP is going. Oh, it's the same bye week though. It's the same bye week.
Oh, it's Brock Bowers.
You want to go Chig with Cam Ward?
Yeah, we can do that. That's fine.
Yeah, same bye week is Brock Bowers. I should have looked ahead there to recognize that.
Yeah, I rarely care about bye weeks in general, but I can understand going with those guys being so close in the rankings overall. Chig Okonkwo is another guy that's been impressive in spurts in his NFL career, but you got a young, inexperienced greenhorn quarterback there in Cam Ward. Chig Okonkwo should be that binky, that safety blanket underneath early and often in contests this year.
Yeah, I would not be shocked if Chig Okonkwo ends the season as the number 2 targeted pass catcher for the Titans. Kind of earlier in his career when Mike Vrabel was there, Mike Vrabel did not speak that highly of Chig Okonkwo. We would see him have these big games in spurts, like you said, but then kind of near the end of last season started getting a lot of targets, and they asked Brian Callahan about like, hey, what's going on with all these targets for Chig? Is he kind of like, is he improving? Like, is he making a step? And that's why you guys are targeting him so much. And he was like, yeah, like he's taken a real step, and it just seemed headed towards the Titans really getting him involved in their pass game. We got a fan here in the chat. Says it's nice to see you again. Miss you in Funston, cutting it up.
Yeah, the old school fantasy football live days, which we began way back the year of our fantasy lords. I think it was 2008 is when that debuted. It was actually the first ever live show of any sports kind, and we did it for fantasy football on the internet during the Yahoo days. So yeah, that was good times, at least. All right, what do we got left?
A couple receivers here. Jalen Coker has a week 17 correlation. Alec Iomanor, if we want to stack him. Also Jalen Royals.
Yeah, let's go with Roman Wilson, actually, out of Pittsburgh. A guy that's certainly gotten a little bit of buzz in training camp. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is ancient. Look, he roamed with Triceratops and the Cenozoic. There's no doubt about it. That's how old Aaron Rodgers is. But Roman Wilson, I think, has the inside track of potentially being maybe the wide receiver 2 in that offense. It's going to be DK Metcalf. Calvin Austin, obviously, is a guy a lot of people are high on. But I think Roman Wilson is, again, generating some buzz and could have an inside track, at least as a WR3 to start. But would not surprise me if he eventually overtook Calvin Austin in that offense.
Would be super, super nice for our team here. We're a couple picks away from our last pick here.
I got a good one here too.
Yeah.
Go back to running back.
Yeah.
And DJ Giddens.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
DJ Giddens.
It's pretty much summed up. He's going to be the RB2 behind Jonathan Taylor. And we know what the Colts offense is, right? Run first, run often, run everything. That is their mantra, whether it's Daniel Jones, Anthony Richardson, it doesn't matter. Yeah, Jonathan Taylor is going to be the guy, but the injury imp is always lurking in fantasy land. And if the imp snacks on a lower appendage of Jonathan Taylor, DJ Giddens is going to be that dude. He's probably going to get 15 to 20 touches at a minimum per game in Taylor's absence.
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor has missed, I believe, 16 games over the last 3 seasons, multiple games each season, 6 1, 7 another, 3 last year. They have not talked at all about these other running backs on the team, Khalil Herbert and I'm forgetting Tyler Goodson, the other one.
Yeah,
they talked before the draft of like, we'd like to get another running back in here, and they drafted DJ Giddens. Very good profile, can be a 3-down guy for them, impressing at camp. Yeah. I'm big on him. I had 16% coming into this draft of him in Best Ball Mania. Very happy to keep bricking up there. All right, that's our team here. Let's take a look at it. QB, we got Patrick Mahomes, Cam Ward, Geno Smith. At running back, Ashton Genty, Kenneth Walker, James Conner, Tyrone Tracy, Dylan Sampson, DJ Giddens. Wide receiver, Devontae Adams, Jameson Williams, Jaden Higgins, Kyle Williams, Hollywood Brown, Pat Bryant, Roman Wilson. And at tight end, Brock Bowers and Chig Okonkwo. How you liking this team here, Brad?
Decent. And wide receiver will be our biggest question mark. And we're hopeful that some of those late round lottery tickets scratch off and we get nothing but gold crowns as a result. But I love the stable of backs we have. Again, I think Mahomes got to reach once again that 30 touchdown plateau. And we've got Brock frickin' Bowers, man. I mean, how could you not like that? So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of potential here, but it'll boil down to how our wide receivers on the back end ultimately rise to the occasion and perform.
Yeah, if Jaden Higgins and Kyle Williams or hits, and we're drafting them in the, 4th, 5th round, whatever, next year. Pat Bryant, same kind of boat there. Be looking pretty good. Before I let you go, Brad, I would like to hear, what are your 4 favorite films?
Oh, my 4 favorite films of all time.
Sure.
All right, The Naked Gun, the original, is a number 1 for me. I haven't seen the one with Liam Neeson and Pam Anderson. I heard they're dating. Congrats, guys.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, good for Liam Neeson at his advanced age. But yeah, the original one, with Leslie Nielsen is just, it's a banger. I watch it probably once or twice every single year, and I repeatedly laugh. I mean, it's got OJ in it, for crying out loud. It's pretty funny. So that one is number 1 for me. I was a big Braveheart guy growing up. I think I watched that movie 20, 30 times. I think I wrote about William Wallace in one of my history courses at the University of Illinois. So I was rather obsessed with that film. I'm trying to think of some other ones that I'm really, really high on, and they're not immediately coming to light. So those are the first 2 that I love. I mean, I'm a big Field of Dreams guy. If you go into the world of sports, some people might say, oh, it's overrated, but I cry every single time when Moonlight Graham crosses over, has to give up, the dream, becomes a doctor again, saves a little girl's life who should have been eating a hot dog while sitting on the top row of the bleachers. I'm a parent. I would have thought, no, we're not going to do that. You're going to sit right here in the very first one. So we're going to prevent any crazy accidents from happening. Yeah. So she ruined the dream for Moonlight Graham. Way to go, kid. So those are my top 3. The other 2 are to be determined. I'll probably be able to, think about it after we jump off air, and I'll have a laundry list, but nothing else is really coming to mind.
All right. Field of Dreams is such a great film, just like a vibe film. You feel like you're there when you're watching it, you're so invested in this dream that Kevin Costner has. It's it's so, James Earl Jones is fantastic in that movie. That was one of my dad's favorite films. So good company there. All right, we got a draft at the top of the hour with Ben Gretsch. Hope to see y'all back for that. Brad, please let us know what you got going on and where we can find you, man.
I'm all over the place this time of year. You can find me on BetMGM tonight. If you want to listen old school on radio, you can listen on Odyssey Station, iHeart stations across the country as well. You can stream the show on my website. I got it blazing on my chest right here, thegamingjuice.com. It's absolutely free to do that. So if you want to see the ugly face in animated picture and sound, myself and Ryan Horvat, we're going to break down more fantasy football thoughts, give you all the camp news and notes update on tonight's episode, and fire some bets in Major League Baseball, where I'll probably lose my ass again, which has been kind of rough the last couple of days. So tune in to BetMGM tonight. Check out thegamingjuice.com. It is my website. I'm cranking out content every single day there. Just posted the 3-Point Stand season preview from a fantasy football and sports betting perspective. It's a hybrid mix on the Cincinnati Bengals. And again, I'm getting down with my guy, Chase Brown. Had some thoughts on Joe Burrow. And thoughts as well on the over or under 9.5 team wins for the Bengals this season. Are they going to bungle once again out of the gate? I explain it. So check that out, thegamingjuice.com. A lot of fresh content going up there. And of course, you can always follow me as well on X at Noisy Huevos.
Awesome, dude. You're great. Thank you so much for coming on. Had a great time, drafted a great team. All right, guys. We'll see you at the top of the hour. Peace.
Later.